I was reviewing quarterly statements from my property manager when the email arrived. Subject line: "Congratulations on your sale." I hadn't sold anything. The email came from Meridian Title Company. "We're pleased to facilitate the closing on 847 Oakmont Drive scheduled for Friday, March 15th at 2 p.m. Please confirm your attendance." 847 Oakmont Drive. My 4-unit rental property. The one I'd bought 6 years ago with my signing bonus from the tech company. The one that generated $4,800 monthly. The one my parents had called too much responsibility for someone your age. I called the title company within 90 seconds. "This is Rebecca Chin. I received an email about a closing for 847 Oakmont Drive. I'm the owner. I never authorized any sale." The receptionist transferred me immediately. "Miss Chin, this is Patricia Walsh, closing attorney. Your parents have been handling the transaction. They indicated you'd given verbal authorization but were traveling for work." "I'm not traveling. I'm in my office downtown. And I never authorized anything." Patricia's tone shifted from friendly to forensic. "Can you come to our office today? Bring government-issued ID and your original deed." 2 hours later, I sat across from Patricia in a conference room with glass walls. She had 3 manila folders open. "Your parents accepted a $50,000 earnest money deposit last week from Thomas and Carol Winters. The Winters are longtime friends of theirs, correct?" "Yes. They vacation together. I've known them since I was 12. Patricia slid a document across the table. "This is the purchase agreement. Sale price: $425,000. The property was appraised last month at $680,000. I stared at the number. "That's $255,000 below market value." "Correct." I flagged it immediately, "but your father explained it as a family friend discount, and said you were eager to sell because the property was too much work." She pulled out another document. "This is the authorization letter allegedly from you, giving your parents power of attorney to execute the sale." The signature looked almost right. The R in Rebecca had my loop. The Chin had my underline. But the pressure was wrong. The spacing was off. Someone had traced my signature from another document. I didn't sign this. And I never created any power of attorney. Patricia nodded. "I suspected. Which is why I researched Washington state closing requirements last night. Our CW 64.04.010 requires the property owner's in-person appearance for transfers over $100,000, regardless of POA status. It's a fraud prevention statute most people don't know about. My parents don't know it. Neither did the Winters. I informed all parties this morning that you must appear in person to sign. Your mother called me 3 times insisting it wasn't necessary. Your father threatened to move the closing to a different title company." Patricia's jaw tightened. "That's when I contacted the Washington State Bar Association's ethics hotline. My hands felt cold. What happens now? I've frozen the transaction pending investigation. The Winters' earnest money is in escrow. Your parents have been calling every hour demanding I release it to them for expenses incurred. I've documented everything for the county prosecutor. I thought about the property. Not just the 4 units, but the 6 years of mortgage payments I'd made alone. The weekend I spent repairing the fence after the storm. The 3 a.m. calls about broken water heaters I'd handled from business trips. The quarterly tax payments my parents had called unnecessary expenses. Just let tenants pay cash. My parents had watched me build something, then tried to sell it to their friends for weekend cocktail party bragging rights. I need copies of everything, I said. And I need to call my attorney. The conference call happened 3 days later. My attorney, James Morrison, had practiced real estate law for 22 years. He'd seen mortgage fraud, deed theft, and title washing. He'd never seen parents try to sell their adult daughter's rental property to their country club friends. The forged authorization letter is felony fraud, James explained to everyone on the call. Me, Patricia, the Winters, their attorney, and my parents. The attempted sale at $255,000 below market value constitutes wire fraud. The earnest money transfer creates federal mail fraud exposure. My father's voice came through the speaker, defensive and sharp. This is absurd. Rebecca verbally agreed months ago that she wanted to sell. We were helping her. Mr. Chin, James said calmly. Do you have any recording, email, or written documentation of this alleged verbal agreement? Silence. I see. Miss Chen, did you ever discuss selling 847 Oakmont Drive with your parents? They asked me once 2 years ago if I'd ever sell it. I said no. I told them it was my retirement investment. James continued. Mr. and Mrs. Chen, did you disclose to the Winters that you were selling the property $255,000 below market value? My mother's voice, thin and defensive. Tom and Carol are family friends. We were giving them a good deal. With someone else's property, Patricia interjected. Mrs. Chen, you called me 17 times demanding I release the earnest money directly to you. Can you explain why? For our time and effort handling everything. You mean your commission for fraudulently selling your daughter's property? The line went quiet except for breathing. Thomas Winters finally spoke. We had no idea about any of this. Rebecca were horrified. Your parents told us you were overwhelmed with property management and wanted out. They said you'd agreed to the price because we're family friends. His wife Carol added, her voice shaking. We would never have participated if we'd known. We thought we were helping you. I believed them. The Winters had always been kind to me. They'd written me a recommendation letter for college. They'd sent flowers when I got promoted. They weren't villains. They were victims of my parents' scheme. Mr. and Mrs. Winters, I said carefully, I know you acted in good faith. This isn't your fault. Their attorney spoke next. We're withdrawing from the purchase immediately. We'll forfeit our earnest money if necessary to avoid any legal complications. That won't be necessary, James said. The earnest money will be returned in full. The contract is void due to fraud. My father's voice turned cold. You're going to destroy our friendship with Tom and Carol over a misunderstanding? Dad, you forged my signature and tried to steal $425,000 from me. That's not a misunderstanding. That's a crime. We were helping you. That property is too much for you to handle. The thing about gaslighting is it works best in private. On a recorded conference call with 6 witnesses, it just sounds insane. James cut in. Mr. Chen, I'm going to be direct. You have 3 options. Option 1. Rebecca files criminal charges for forgery, fraud, and attempted theft. The county prosecutor has expressed interest given the dollar amount. Option 2. You agree to a settlement including full restitution of costs, a signed confession, and a permanent restraining order regarding Rebecca's properties. Option 3. We go to trial. This is ridiculous. She's our daughter. We were trying to help her financial situation. I make $180,000 a year, I said quietly. My rental property generates another $57,600 annually. I have $340,000 in retirement accounts. Dad, what part of my financial situation needs help? Silence. The part where you succeed without us, my mother finally whispered. There was the truth under all the lies. I'd bought property at 24. Built equity while they rented. Made smart investments while they leveraged their house 3 times. Became financially independent while they stayed bitter about their choices. They didn't think I needed help. They thought I needed humbling. The settlement took 6 weeks to finalize. My parents paid $18,500 in legal fees, $3,200 for the title company's time, and signed affidavits admitting the fraud. The documents went into a safety deposit box with instructions to file criminal charges if they ever contacted me about property matters again. The Winters sent a handwritten apology and ended their friendship with my parents. I heard through cousins that my parents blamed me for destroying a 30-year friendship over money. I had the property reappraised. $695,000. I refinanced at a better rate. Monthly income increased to $5,200. My parents sent emails. I didn't open them. They sent letters. I returned them unopened. They showed up at my office. Security escorted them out. 6 months later, I bought a second property. A small commercial building downtown. I didn't tell anyone in my family. The property manager sends monthly statements. Tenants pay on time. The building appreciates steadily. I make decisions alone. Sign documents myself. Build equity in my name only. My parents wanted to sell my success to their friends for party conversation and a commission. Instead, they sold their access to me for nothing. The property at 847 Oakmont Drive still generates income every month. I drive past it sometimes. 4 units. 4 families. All paying rent that builds my future. My parents tried to take it because they thought property was just money. They never understood it represented something else entirely. Proof I didn't need them. They sold that proof for $425,000 and a dinner party story. I kept it for something more valuable. My independence. My boundaries. My future. All in my name. All protected by law. All beyond their reach forever.